Hey you guys, Alexis Paris here. It's been a while since I've recorded a video, but today's a perfect day because it is pool day. If it's your first time watching any of my videos, Alexis Paris. I am a reservist in the Air Force, specifically a flight medic, okay? And for the past 6 weeks, I have been in the EMT portion part of my program. And in this video, I want to share a little bit about that experience, give some tips if you're coming to the Air Force as a 4N, coming into the Air Force as a 4N, and kind of share some of I'm about to experience the pool too because it's my first time going since I've been at tech school. So I'm really, really excited. Here we go. All right, y'all, so I'm returning back to the dorm and I thought, why not answer some questions that have been in the comments of my other videos since I've been in school and taking classes and all of that. And I want to say thank you for the comments, for continuing to watch. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so you can continue to get information on my journey while I'm here. But one of the questions was if school is hard or is it like common sense? It is hard, okay? It is hard. It's one of the hardest things that I've done ever. And it's hard because, one, you're getting so much information in a short amount of time. So on the civilian side, to become an EMT, you have about 6 months. Here, you have to get the same amount of information, but in 6 weeks. You have an exam practically every week, and you're still expected to take the NREMT exam on time, right? So it's hard. People are driving by and it's making me feel uncomfortable. Now there's a person walking in my direction. But there's no getting around not studying. Okay, studying is going to be huge, and I'm going to go more into depth about that when I talk about the tips that I want to give you guys if you're going through the 4N program. The way that the program is structured, you have different sections. So when you get here, your first section is kind of BLS, so basic life support, and that's the first certification that you get, and it's basically like the first test that you take when you get here. And then you have anatomy and physiology, and that's learning about the anatomy of the body, how it works, what it does for us to keep us breathing and moving. And then you get into EMT, which is the 6-week part where you have 6 mods, the NREMT license certification exam, and skills. Okay, I decided to sit down for a second because the walking is too much. But as the course progresses, the questions go from black and white to scenario-based, where you're asked if this is going on with the patient, what do you do? Or what's going on with them? Or how do you approach them, right? So you really need to understand the concepts as you continue to progress throughout the program. But I want to share with you what my schedule was when I started EMT. Well, I guess before that. So you're in the schoolhouse from 0800 to 1645. So it's basically a job, right? An 8 to 5, right? Or 654. Yeah, 8 to 5, kind of. Because by the time you're done with final form, it's 5 o'clock. So I would wake up at like 5 a.m., study for like an hour and a half till 6:30, be ready by 7:10 to form up by 7:20. Then you're in class all day. And then I would come home, I would take a nap for an hour, be up by 18:30, study from 18:30 till about 2200, 2300, and do that Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, Sunday, I would study for about 6 to 8 hours per day, okay? And that was for 6 weeks straight. 6 weeks straight, right? So if the program was easy, it wouldn't take all that, right? But it's not. So it takes work, but if you put in the work, you'll be able to get all the way through it without being recycled or reclassed or anything like that. And that's a big part to keep in mind too. If you are a reservist in this program, we don't have the luxury of getting reclassed immediately. Active duty, if they don't make it through the program, if they're not doing well and they get reclassed, they just kind of do details or CQ duty until they get their assigned new job. As a reservist, you go home until you get a new job, and who knows how long that will take for a spot to open up for us to come back to whatever tech school you have to go to, right? So do your best, try your hardest, because you don't want to waste your time while you're here. And you don't want to put in so much effort to not make it all the way to the end, right? So that answers is a hard question. Okay, it's hard. Next, the other question I saw was, do I get a break? Do I get to go home? So I will go home after my phase 2, right? So phase 1 is here, where you do EMT and then you do nursing. After that, after nursing, I go to phase 2, which is basically the clinical portion of this program, where you're working with actual patients and you're applying all of this textbook knowledge that you have learned. And I would be there from July till the end of August. And then after the end of August, I get to go home, and I'm so excited. Like, that is the biggest motivator for me. Like, I have my person waiting for me at home to start my life with him, you know? So I get to go home at the end of August, and then my subsequent trainings for flight school and all of that will be scheduled when they're scheduled. I don't have the dates for those just yet. But yeah, so those are the 2 main questions that I saw. When I get back into the dorm, I'll talk about tips as far as going through this program, and yeah. And I'll also give a little bit more about what's going on here as far as the changes, because a lot has changed since I first got here as far as rules and how things are operated here. So I'll talk about tips and some changes that has happened since I've been here too. Alright guys, so this is where I decided to end the video. I actually just got done picking up Chipotle that I'm gonna have for dinner, but I'm going to leave you with 3 tips that's helped me get through to the end of EMT and officially be certified as an EMT, which makes me so happy. Hello. I do? Your hair looks good. Say hi. Wait, where are you? No, it's a video. That's my friend Ferris. But yeah, so 3 tips that helped me get all the way to the end of EMT and successfully complete everything, and also some changes. So I'll start with the changes, because getting Chipotle is a huge change. We're now allowed to get food delivered here and pick it up, which is amazing. They call it ride share, but you're not actually like leaving, you're just picking up food. We also have the privilege to leave base now. Depending on what phase you are, determines if you can leave base. If you're phase 1, you cannot, but if you're phase 2 or 3, you can. Phase 2 starts to leave base, I think that's next week or 2 weeks from now. And then phase 3 left base for the first time this weekend. And I don't know if you guys remember how I mentioned like the Friday runs were like a shocker for me. Well, now they have decided to add PT 3 days a week, guys. 3 days. Okay. What's another change that's been going on? Oh, and also, okay, another thing is that they're offering the COVID-19 vaccine on base. So they give you both doses while you're here, which is cool and convenient for those who want to get it. And they're getting back to the uniformity and kind of like the discipline of the military, I guess I would describe it, and that's what our instructors said as well. Like, they're getting back to the uniformity of it all. So things are starting to get stricter and more rules and regulations and stuff. Because like the vaccine is available and things are starting to get back to normal. Oh, another big change too is if you are fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So a couple of changes since I've been here. Some good, some okay, but overall changes. And then the tips, right? I'm just going to give 3 that have helped me make it this far in my program. One would be figure out what works for you in regards to studying specifically. So I know specifically that I study better by myself. And when you get here, they'll have you do these like little quizzes to define or determine what your learning style is. But once you get that information and you figure out what works best for you, like stick that and don't feel the need to change it to make other people feel comfortable or anything like that, right? So I immediately was able to figure out what works best for me. I created a schedule, a routine, and stick to that through the duration of the EMT portion of this program, and I'll continue to use it. So the quicker that you can find that, the better. The second tip I would give is to not listen to the people who are negative about the program, who say like you won't have a life, or like you won't pass, or or you might fail. Like, don't listen to the people who are going to put negative energy around you, because you don't need that, right? When I heard people say that they're going to fail, or like this is pointless, or I'm not going to study, or anything like that, I would just remove myself physically from whatever conversation that was, or I wouldn't associate myself with the person who's just a negative Nancy. You know what I'm saying? So don't surround yourself with negative energy. You have to be as positive as you can, because this program runs on lack of sleep and high stress. And one of the officers described our program as that. It's true, right? So understand that you'll need positive energy, all the positive energy that you can get. Whatever that you need to do to keep yourself grounded, do that. Pray, go to church, listen to good music, stay uplifted, do whatever you need to do to remain in a positive space, because you'll need it. It'll be easy to get tired, to not do what's required of you in order to make it to the end. All right, so that's tip 2. The last thing was to always stay reminded of your end goal, like why you joined or what you're looking forward to. Like I've said multiple times, like a huge why for me, a big reason for me in all of this is getting to go home back to my person. I talk to my person every day, right? So I'm constantly reminded of why I'm here and encouraged to keep pushing no matter how tired I am or how much I have to study, right? So keep your goal, keep your why in front of you, because there will be times where you're tired, where you're fatigued, where you don't want to get up for PT, when you don't want to study, when you just want to chill instead, and you can't, you know what I'm saying? So keep the things that keep you pushing in front of you always, whether that's the people that are back home or the life that you want to create for yourself now that you're in the military and you've started this journey. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Again, I feel like we should take a moment of silence for getting this far, because wow. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so grateful to my creator, to my family, to the people who love me, that have gotten me this far, that believed in me, that have gotten me here, because I didn't do this by myself. You know, I did not do this by myself. It was tough, but I'm in the nursing portion now, which is like only a month, really, literally like 30 days, because I graduate July 6th from phase 1, and I have phase 2, and then I get to go home. Okay, so I'm really at the final stretch here. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll keep you updated. I'll be able to put out some more videos now that EMT is kind of done with. I'll be able to put out some more videos a little bit more frequently now. But thanks for staying caught up with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.